This motion on the report on a visit to semi-autonomous institutions of the East African community. To start with, Honorable Speaker, I want to thank our chairperson for being passionate about matters East African community. I'm very aware, Madam Speaker, that when we were given this opportunity to be in this committee, we have so many members, 22 of us, unlike the other committees, and members felt like that is the only place if you don't have another opportunity, you can be in that committee. It has nothing much. But I want to confirm here that with the leadership of Honorable Wanjiku, we are doing well. We have visited one or two places, but in particular, I want to talk about this visit to Arusha. And Madam Speaker, with this visit, I learned so many things, and I want to support Honorable Chair by saying that East African community is very, very important and dear to us, not forgetting that after always we sing our national anthem, the next one that comes is the East African anthem. That tells us that it is very, very important, knowing that East African community consists of 300 million citizens, of which 22% of them live in urban centers with a population, with a land area of 4.8 million square kilometer, and the gross domestic product of that is of East African community is 240 billion, and that is according to the statistics of 2019. And knowing that more members are joining the East African community, for now, I want to also be happy and appreciate the fact that Kenya is considered as the big brother, having other member or partner members being DRC, the Republic of Burundi, Rwanda, South Sudan, Uganda, and then the United Republic of TZ. And the community, from what we have, the East African community, from what our chair has given us, has these autonomous institutions being, in any case, the East African Court of Justice, the Common Market, and I want to also appreciate Common Market being one of the pillars here, with the activities being the issuance of the new international, the e-passport that came into place in 2019. So that one also tells us that we can move from Kenya to TZ to Uganda freely, and with the free movement of persons, free movement of workers from one point to another, the laborers, we also have services, capital, and all that. So with this, it is very, very important, Madam Speaker, to know that East African community is very, very important to us. So as I can also say that the East African Legislative Assembly is key. We have sent our members there and they represent us. The many issues and cases in that, the legislation are key. However, we didn't find the members. The sitting was not there, it was in Burundi. But we looked at the assembly, very interesting, very beautiful, but we hope next time we will find the sitting there, or in Kenya for that matter. Now, when it comes to the East African Secretariat, Madam Speaker, I want to appreciate the fact that the many challenges that, or observations that we made, which and Honorable Chair has actually spoken to us. One of the observations is the financial shortage occasioned by the fact that the member states delay in their contributions and remittance, and this therefore means that when they come to, when they sit, they are not able to transact the business. So it slows down the programs and everything else that goes with it. So with that, the East African community may not be very, very strong. So that was one of our observations. And I would also say that the free movement of the East African originated goods is frustrating, or is frustrated by the persistence of the NTPs even after 16 years of implementation. And that is one of the areas which we looked at it. And I want to also mention that one of the observations that we actually found is the fact that the trade between the East African countries is very low. The intra-East African trade at 10%, while the international trade accounts for 90% of the East African trade. Now, it was funny, we looked at it and say, does it mean that we don't trust even with the products, with the goods that we have? We don't want to trade among ourselves, but instead we want to get goods from another country, yet we have our own goods. So I want to say, Honorable Speaker, that the member countries should pull up their socks, and Kenya, being the big brother, should always show the way. And therefore, the ministry that Honorable Chair has spoken about should work harder and be felt in the East African community. Honorable.
Honorable members, I now propose a question that this House adopts the report of the Select Committee on Regional Integration on its